What's up guys, welcome to your 37th After Effects tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be going over how to mess with time a little bit and things like how to put your video in slow motion, how to speed it up, how to put it in reverse, and how to do some other cool stuff. So the first thing I want to teach you guys is the real basics. So let's go ahead and create a new comp. I'll get that comp of my sister again right here. So let me get rid of these, they annoy me. So now we got a basic comp of me, my sister, buttering some toast right there. And the first thing I want to teach you guys is the real basics of how to speed up and slow down this animation. So let's go ahead and click on the layer we want to work with. And actually before this, go to composition settings and put this at like 5, an extra minute. That way we can get our video, but our composition is longer, so we can whenever we speed up the video, it well, just do it, you'll see why. So now that we have this video in real time, nothing new, change here, and say we want to speed up or slow down this layer. So what we would do is we would go to layer, time, and then you would go to time stretch. Now it says stretch, but you can shrink it as well. And whenever you stretch it at a factor of more than 100, then what it does is put it in slow motion. It takes your layer or video, and for every minute it would stretch it to 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and actually let's change that to 300 or something. And now as you can see, the new duration will be 12 minutes and it used to be 4 or something. So now when we play this, see, she is 3 times as slow as she would be. So now let's say we want to speed that up. So now go to layer, time, and then go to time stretch, and then go to something like 20, and this would make her 5 times as fast. So click OK, and as you can see, the layer now shrinks because what it's doing is it's compressing everything and making it speed up. So let's go ahead and play that, and wow, look how fast she is. Oh nice, look at her butter that bread. And so that's how you either speed down or speed up a layer. Again, time, speed up or speed down, slow down or speed up. There we go. Time, and then go to time stretch. So let's go ahead and stretch that back to 100%. And I want to show you guys how to reverse this. Now there's a shortcut to reverse it, and it's that Control Alt R on your keyboard. And if you have a Mac, it's like Command Option or something. I don't know. I don't use Mac, so I don't know. I'm probably going to get a lot of negative comments about that. But anyways, the point, I want to show you guys how to reverse this video. Anytime you want to reverse a layer, what you need to do is go up to Layer, Time, and then you need to go Time Reverse Layer. And as you can see now, you get a little red bar at the bottom of your screen. So let me find something that will actually show a reversing right here, walking backwards probably. So now play this, and now you can see that the entire movie is reversed. So it's kind of slow now just because it's trying to render it. Don't get fooled, don't think that I messed with timer mapping or anything. But yeah, this is pretty much how you reverse a layer. Again, the shortcut for that is Control Alt R. So again, that is how you slow down and speed up a movie, and that's also how you reverse movie. So hopefully combining these two things will get you some pretty cool effects. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to freeze frame and the problems that come along with freeze frame and how to correct it. So in the next tutorial, you'll be able to be a pro at freeze framing anywhere in your animation. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. What's up guys, welcome to your 38th After Effects tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be going over how to create freeze frames. Now if you don't know what a freeze frame is, it's pretty much a video clip that plays at normal speed, and then when it gets to a certain point of time it freezes on that frame. It looks like they're pausing, and then after a couple seconds or however long you want to create it, it just resumes playing again. So it's a really cool effect, and I'm going to show you how to do it properly in this tutorial. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a video clip, and drag it into your new composition to create a new composition. So now we have a composition that's the same size as the video. So the first thing we want to do pretty much is edit the composition settings. And so go up to composition settings, and expand your composition by like a minute or something. And now you can see our composition is longer than our video. Our video ends right here, but our composition keeps on going. And if you say, alright, why'd you do that? Because whenever we create a freeze frame, what we're going to do is take a frame and freeze it for a certain amount of time. So we're going to end up with a clip that's longer than our regular clip, depending on how long that freeze frame is for. So that's why we want to expand the composition so we can see that data. So now let's go ahead and start working with freeze frames. Now in order to work with the freeze frame, what you need to do is select your layer right here and select Layer, Time, Enable Time Remapping. Now what this does is, let me shrink this so you can see, is it puts a time remapping setting it puts pretty much 2 keyframes at the beginning and end of your animation right here. And these keyframes represent points in time of your video. So if I show this graphically, you can see, let me click time remapping, you can see that your video is playing at a constant speed. Again, the x-axis is the length of your composition, and as the y-axis grows, it just means that it's playing in a normal speed, nothing new. So what would we do? Let's go back to normal view right here. How would you think that you would edit this so you can set up time remapping? Well, what you could do is this. You could go to position like right here. Let me find a good area right here when she's eating the toast, and right there. And you can go ahead and create a keyframe right here, and then go back a little bit right here and a little bit longer, and go ahead and create a keyframe. And then when you go to your graphical editor, just move this down, and as you can see, it plays for a little bit right here, and then let me move this even more so it get a nice longer freeze frame. So it plays normal speed right here, and then when it hits this, the composition keeps going, but your video stays in time. It doesn't go anymore. So as you can see, this is one way you can create what's it called, a freeze frame. I was about to call it a keyframe. So let me play this, and you can see in the video, plays, stops right there. So if you're thinking, alright, I can create a keyframe, or excuse me, a freeze frame that way, so enough for this tutorial, see you later. Well, not so fast, Hoss. There's one problem with this, and yes, it is a major problem. Whenever you do it this way, as you can see that the ending slope is a different slope, and what this means is that this portion of the video right here is going to play at faster speed since it's a steeper slope. Again, the less dramatic the slope, the slower it plays. The more steep the slope, the faster it plays. So even though we created a freeze frame successfully right here by having it totally the same, whenever you get right here, it's going to play at a faster speed. So this is not the ideal way to create a freeze frame, and I just wanted to show you that because I know a bunch of you guys were going to do it. So let's go ahead and in our animation again, just get rid of all your defaults, go to a place you want to freeze, and now I will show you how to successfully create a freeze frame. Go ahead and click your layer, click Layer, Time, Enable Time Remapping, and then go to some place you want to freeze, like right there. Go ahead and click your keyframe button right here to add a keyframe. Looking familiar? Well, not so fast. What you want to do here is click the page down button on your keyboard. This is going to move your composition or video one keyframe, and then you want to go ahead and click this again. So if you scroll in, as you can see, we now have 2 keyframes right next to each other. So from there, make sure you only have that one selected, and go ahead and press Shift on your keyboard and select this last one. Now go ahead and undo Shift, and you can move both of them at the same time. And now if we look in our graphical editor right here, our freeze frame was successfully created right here, and it kept the slope right there. So again, this is normal speed, this is a freeze frame, and this is normal speed right here. As you can see, this slope is not more intense or less intense. Same angle all throughout. So that is how you successfully create a freeze frame. And let me play this video for you. As you can see, it's slow just because it's rendering, but this is real speed. And now it freeze frames right there, and then when we get to the end of our freeze frame, I'll play it, and boom, back to normal speed. So again, that second way is the ideal way and the only way where you should be creating freeze frames. Again, create a frame, a keyframe where you want your animation to freeze, then press page down, and then when you press it, create another keyframe and select the ending 2 frames and press shift and move them. In this way, as you can see in the graphical editor, there we go, we get a nice ideal animation with successful keyframes, and we don't speed up or slow down anything. So never do it the first way, always do it the second way, and this is how you can create successful freeze frames. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next tutorial. What's up guys, welcome to your 39th tutorial in After Effects, and in this tutorial I'm going to be going over something called motion tracking. Now what motion tracking is it allows you to take one layer, such as this text right here, and have it follow along with something on the screen. And what I'm going to be doing is taking the movement of my head as it bobbles all around the screen and attaching this text to it so it follows along with it. And this is how they use special effects to, let's say you have a video clip of something and you want to edit something in, like a 3D animation or a text like I'm doing, or any solid object. This is how they do that. So it's incredibly difficult to explain through just talking, but once you see it, you'll be like, oh, nice, because it is nice. So let's go ahead, and the first thing you need is a video clip, and I got this video clip of me talking to the camera about something. And I also have a solid object that is my name in a hot pink for viewing purposes. So once we have a video clip which we're going to track and a solid that we want to attach to it, we also need another null object layer. So go ahead up to Layer, New, Null Object. And what this is going to do is create the information, or store the information to track. It's pretty much going to hold all the keyframes, which you'll see in a little bit. Next, you want to go ahead and open your tracker control panel right here, and go ahead and select the layer that you want to track. Now this is the layer that moves that you want to store the position from. So it should be your main video clip. And once you have this selected, go ahead and click Track Motion. Now you can see that everything else disappears, like your text layer and everything else. This is because you don't need that now. You only want to work with track motion from here. So as you can see, you got your composition panel right here in this new layer that you can track motion. So go ahead and get this little track point and highlight it all and move it over to a point that you want to track. Now I don't want to track my eye or anything, because my eye is going to be blinking and closing, and I don't want to be tracking anything in the background that my head's going to cover up. I want to track something that's going to stay the same the whole time. So either my eyebrow or my nostril, which I'm gonna, or maybe my chin or something. Something with high contrast so Adobe can pick it up easily. Now let me go over what these boxes mean. This middle box right here that you can move around is going to get the data that you can track pretty much. In this outside box right here, this is a search box. This is going to search for all the pixels. Again, you can make it really big, but it's going to take a longer time to track. So you usually want to get it as small as you can to give it a small search area so it knows where to look. So now that we have, I'll go over these boxes more in a little bit, but pretty much you need to know to put this point where you want to track. This is a quick tutorial, don't forget. And now once you have that set up, go ahead and click this play button, and it's going to go ahead and track that motion. Go ahead and click it. It's called Analyze Forward. So click it, and as you see, the box moves along with my head. Now go ahead and after a little bit, or however long you want, just press stop. And now we have this huge path that tracked the pixels. And if there's one pixel, sometimes one pixel gets like way off. Maybe it would track my eye for like a half a second. Just go ahead and move that keyframe back. But this one looks pretty good, so we got the motion path just like we would if we keyframed it all out, but this is a lot easier way to do this. Now, how do we apply this motion to our null object layer? Well, what we want to do is go ahead and put edit target, and by default it's top layer, but if not, go ahead and click your null layer, then click OK. And now go ahead, and once you have that target selected, go ahead and click apply, and go ahead and click OK. And now once you see in our null object layer, we get this new position. Let me minimize this. Right there, we get this new position tracking right here. So now, as you can see, our null object now moves along with that frame, or excuse me, that path right there. So if you're saying, alright, we got the null object to move along with my head, but how do we get the title to move along with my head? Well, that's easy. Anytime you want a title to stick to a null object, all you have to do is highlight the title right here and click parent, and click whatever you want it to parent to. So let me go ahead and now I'll show you our final composition. So look up here and I will play this animation for you. It's playing, it didn't get the position yet, and now once it hits it, our title now moves along with my head just like we wanted it to. And then that's where I stop keyframing, and that's where it stops. So that is how you can pretty much add special effects to move along with an image after you already shot it. Again, let me play that one more time. Not keyframed yet, and now it's attached to that motion track. And watch how the title moves along with my head. So instead of having to keyframe that frame by frame and creating a real annoying path, this is a real easy way called motion tracking. And again, don't forget, tracker controls, track motion. When you get your null object, edit the target to the null object and then apply it, and then it puts that position keyframes in your null object. And this is real useful because when you do this, you can put a bunch of things parented to that null object. So again, we're probably going to be going over this a little more in the next tutorial, but I just want to give you guys a real quick tutorial on how to do it. So thank you guys for watching. Shouldn't have hit my microphone there, but thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.